let me start from Facebook. But before I tell you why you have to be on Facebook, you know, some of us are on Facebook, some of us are not on Facebook. You don't understand the importance of Facebook. Let me not tell you about something. The era, stages of human being, humanity, the stages. I'm going to start from the Agarian Age, agricultural age. That's what it means. Agarian, agricultural age. In the Agarian Age, those that lived then, all they needed was to have plenty wives and plenty children. That's why our great-grandparents had plenty wives and plenty children. Why? It's all about agriculture. To be relevant is to have the biggest farm. To be relevant is to have the biggest agricultural producing family. So, if the Dangotes of those days were people that have the biggest farm, and because everybody understands that it's by farming, nobody was working for anybody to be paid. So the only way to get a big farm is to marry plenty wives, give birth to plenty children, because your children have to do the farm work for you. That was the reason for the plenty wives and plenty children, so that you can have people to work in the farms. Agricultural age. The goal was to have plenty wives, plenty children to do the farm work. Now, when those children now grew, based on my daddy has this farm, my daddy has from here to that side, is my daddy's home, from here to here. The industrial age now came in. In the Agarian Age, if you have to travel from Lagos to Benin, you go with bicycle, you go with leg. I don't know if you have asked your great-grandparents or your grandparents, they'll tell you how that they trek. When they tell you the kind of place they trek, you'll be thinking in your head, like, is it possible? They trek from one state to another. Trek. They will now build huts in the villages, in the bush. Now, that was Agarian Age. When the industrial age came, just like the name implies, industries. So, people now began to live the Agarian Age. For you to belong in the Agarian Age is to have a family that has a big farm. Now, in the industrial age, for you to belong is to have somebody in the industries. How many of your brothers are working in the bank? How many of your brothers are working in Shell? That was the industry age. How many of your brothers work in the factories or sisters? That was the industrial age. That was when schools were introduced. Because for you to qualify to work in the industry, you need to do what? Go to school. For you to qualify in the Agarian Age, you need to have plenty wives and children. The qualification started changing. In the industrial age, if you were to send message to somebody in Benin or in Delta or in Abuja, you have to write a letter, and they will carry a physical letter to go and give the person. The person will read it. There were no phones, and the person will respond back. In the Agarian Age, identity was by your father's name. Who is your daddy? Is he a chairman or is he an Alhaji? Who knows that song? Who is your daddy? Is he a chairman or is he an Alhaji? YC, right? Good. So, when you say my daddy is Dangote, he has all those farms. So you are somebody because your father has a farm. Agarian Age. In the industrial age, identity was no longer by who's your daddy. Is he a chairman or is he an Alhaji? Is where do you work? That was when school now became relevant. Where do you work? Qualification now changed. It's not about your father's name now. That's why somebody said I work in UBA and the person is, wow, my uncle works in Chevron. Bah! That was where that mindset came from. Then another age now came. Now, when that age came in, first thing, it disrupted letter from one place to the other. Because now there was no phone. You have to call. You don't need to travel. because you want to send a message when the service will start. You have to send a letter. You have to call. In that age, or in this age that we live, identity is not about who's your daddy. Identity is no longer about where you work. Identity is about what? 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 No. Identity is now by your phone number, your email. That is why, oh why, I can praise your name, Jesus, I love you. That's why when I meet you, I say, what's your name? What's your Instagram handle? That's why when I meet you, I say, may I have your number? I don't know your name, I'm not using your name, your number. It's not the identity. If I collect that girl number, oh, you don't follow her, supposed to collect the girl number. You don't know her name, you are not interested. You just want to collect her number. Am I making sense? I told you before, see, once I start getting like this, just know that I'm saying something very important. You know, see, sometimes when a teacher is teaching, he's the only one that understands the gravity of what is passing across. Because you're actually teaching people, so they may not know. So when I go agitated like this, it means what I'm saying is important to catch it. That's when I go like that. As simple as this thing is, if you understand it, there are some things we don't need to tell you to do. You just understand why you should do them. So now, in this age, identity. That is why